Hi everybody, this is Angelo Quinones, and you reach I Ministries. I Ministries is designed to give you answers that come straight from God's holy and inspired word, the Bible. Okay, let's check out the Trinity. I was accused by one of my dear friends, Mark from Missouri, of avoiding the issue of the Trinity. Are you kidding? The Trinity? We have so much proof for the Trinity. Why would we avoid the issue? Okay, I mean he's a dear friend, but come on, man. I mean avoiding the issue of the Trinity. We have the Trinity here in the Bible. We have it all across the board. So let's check out, first of all, let's check out where the Trinity is first mentioned. Now, there's a further revelation of the Trinity. It gets clearer and clearer as you read the Bible. But let's check it out over here. You know what I'm saying? And let's turn this baby this way. Okay, to the side. I hope I have that angle. Okay, good. First of all, it says over here, excuse me, it says over here, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Let's go to the Hebrew. Okay, let's check out the Trinity here. Okay, now there are several versions, okay, of the word, okay, for God in Hebrew. Okay, so let's get those. Let's get those. And let's get an app that you can actually, let me see if I could go this side though, like that. Good. And so let's get oops, that's Exodus. Okay, wait for a second. Let me go back. Okay, wait. Let's look at the Hebrew for Genesis, chapter 1, verse 1. So let's poke the bear. Genesis, chapter 1, verse 1. Yes, go. So let's check out the Hebrew. Now remember that you read Hebrew from right to left. Okay, never from left to right, except when you're trying to get some assistance in checking out the syllables of a word. Then you read from left to right. But normally, like, you know, when you're actually reading, and just forget about the syllables. I mean, you can't forget about the syllables when you're reading, but I'm just saying when you're actually reading the Hebrew text, you never read from left to right, except if there's a Bible that wrote it from left to right, then you read it from left to right. But if that's not the case, then you always read from right to left, unless you're breaking up the syllables. Okay, good. Now let's check out the Trinity. Okay, now what we mean by Trinity, we mean triunity. Okay, that we're not tritheists, like and you see that word like tricycle, 3 wheels, right? Tripod, 3 legs, right? So that comes from a Greek word that means 3. Okay. Okay. So what it says over here, it says, first of all, it says okay, Bereshit or Reshith. Okay, depending where you live. Okay, Yemenite or whatever the case may be. Bereshit. Israel or Yisrael actually pronounces it Reshit with a t sound, with a t sound. Okay, now this means, okay, in beginning. Anarche is equal to this. Okay, it's equal to this. It's actually translating this. Okay, in John 1:1. You know, where it says Anarche. Okay, so Bereshit is translating that text there. But this, okay, is called Babylonian script. It's not even Hebrew. We think of it as Hebrew. It's not Hebrew. It was borrowed from the Jewish people, from the Babylonians after that captivity. Okay, so this is not really Hebrew. It's Babylonian script. We call it Hebrew. Everybody calls it Hebrew, but it's not Hebrew. Everybody knows. Everybody should know that it's not Hebrew. It's Babylonian script. Now, Paleo, that's Hebrew. Okay, Paleo Hebrew, that's Hebrew. Okay, you understand? Bereshit means literally in beginning. So the first letter is the bet. Okay, that means like of house. Okay, it's from Bayit, which means house. Okay, so it's a bet there. The beta makes this sound. Okay, this sound can be a b or a v sound, but it's always called bet. Okay, bet and bet. And so it's a preposition, and it's translated in here. Okay, so it looks like a C, like looking the other way, but it's not. Okay, so it's a B. It's a bet. Okay. The dot in the middle is called a hardening doggish. Okay, it makes the letter hard. Okay, but be careful with that because sometimes you don't need the little doggish, which means dagger, to make a letter hard. Okay, if it appears after a consonant that has an, let's say, an A class or something like that, then it can be a B regardless if it has the doggish or not. Like I guess like bebakasha, right? But bebakasha is defeating the purpose because it's not hard, so I take that back. But it means you're welcome, so that's kind of cool. Okay. All right. So anyway, Bereshit means in beginning. Okay. Spelled out bet with the schwa, and the schwa has two dots that are sort of on top of each other, sort of. They're vertical dots, and so that's a bet sound. Okay. And then you have the resh, which is equal to the R. Sometimes it's not, doesn't sound like that though. But in this situation, is in the beginning of a word, so it does sound like an R in English, okay? But the R is like pointing the other way, and it's right under the 2 in 7,225. Okay, so you have the sere vowel point right underneath it. The sere is an E class, like in the word they. Now there's no distinction between this and another E class that I'll show you coming up. After that, you have a sort of an X looking letter. By the way, that is the symbol for Sinaiticus. Okay, the letter right below the 7. Okay, I'm right to the upper right hand corner. Okay, it looks like an X. It's not an X. Okay, it is an Aleph. Say Aleph, A-L, okay, E-F, Aleph, and that's a silent letter. Okay, now be, it says oh yeah, be re. And then so that's silent actually there in the middle of two consonants there, and then you have something that looks like a W. It's not a W, it's an SH. Okay, it's actually a SH. It's the symbol for teeth, actually, for teeth. Okay, and so it's an SH. It's a sheen or a shin. It looks like a W. I understand, but it's not a W. It's a shin. SHIN, or it's called a sheen. Okay. All right. This is the letter in Moses' name, Moshe. Okay. Now below it you have a I class, a little tiny. Forget about the horn. Oh, forget about that. But you have a little dot underneath the consonant here, sheen, and that's an I class. When you see one dot below a consonant of Hebrew, you're most likely looking at an I class called Hirek. Okay, so far is Bereshi, but there's a Yod, okay, which is acting like a vowel, so is Bereshi, and then that letter, okay, the last letter that sort of looks like a table, it has its own symbol, okay, it means something, else. But it looks like sort of like a table or something like that, has a little tiny leg to the left-hand side. That's a T. That's called a tau in Hebrew. And you got two T's in Hebrew. You got the tet, and then you have the tau. Okay? In some pronunciation circles, okay, this is actually a TH, but the state of Israel actually pronounces this tau as a T, a sounding letter. So Bereshit. Right after that, you have the word, okay, check this out, bara. Now, I know there's an R there, but the R in Hebrew in the middle of a word, is like you pronounce it by putting the tongue against the roof, the back part of the roof of your mouth. Okay? And so it's barar, barar. Okay? Barar. So it's very hard to pronounce. That R is very, very difficult to pronounce. It's almost like the cough. Okay, when it's sort of like a sound. Okay, so bara. Okay, bara, bara. Okay, bara. So that's B-A-R-A. That's it. B-A-R-A. Okay, B-A-R-A. Now the B we already saw in the preposition. Okay, meaning in here. Okay, bet. But over here in the word for created, okay, it appears first as the first letter of the word. Okay, bara. Okay, not to be confused with basar, which means flesh, and that's recorded in Job chapter 19 around verse 25 or 26. Yet in my flesh, my basar, I shall see God. The worms destroy my skin, or in Hebrew. Yet in my basar, I will see God. In my flesh, I shall see God. Okay? So anyway, this is not flesh. This is created. Bara. Okay? Bara. And that's B-A-R-A. Under the number 1254. So you have, and I don't know if I could put this whole thing here. I didn't keep the, okay, no, it's fine, it's fine. I have 11 minutes. So I have like 3 or 4 minutes to spare, basically. So bara means created. So you have bet with the, it's a little tiny looking T. It's a symbol that looks like a little T, doesn't it? Right below the consonant. That's an A class. So you have a B, okay, on top, a consonant that's a B sounding letter, B. And you have a little T sort of looking thingy, right? But it's not a T. It's a kametz. Kametz. And that's an A class. A like in father. So you have ba. And then you have a R, which is called the resh. Okay, resh. And then it's like an R but looking the other way. Looking except for looking instead of it looking to the right, it's looking to the left, you see. And then you have an A class underneath it that commence. So you have ba, la. Okay, isn't that simple? And the aleph is silent, by the way. Okay, we already saw that in the word bereshit. Now we come to the word for God. Now God is in the plural. Sometimes it's in the singular, el. Okay, this is in the plural construction. Tagged by the Strong's number of index 430. Okay, this is spelled out. Okay, Aleph, Lamed, Hey with the O class, Hey with the I class, and then Yod, and then final Mem. This is a special M that goes only at the end of a Hebrew word, like Susim, horses, Panim, faces. Stuff like that. You understand what I'm saying? So, Cherubim, there's more than one of the that class of angel. You understand what I'm saying? But this word is in the plural, and the mem is doing the same thing that our s can sometimes do, which can make a word plural. Okay. So that's just the deal. We have about like 1 minute and a half left. So Elohim is spelled out again, and I'll give you the diacritics in our next study. Okay, Aleph, and then Lamed, and then Hey, and then Yod, and then Mem. The Aleph is a silent letter. The L in Hebrew looks in the Babylonian script looks like an upside down 4 almost. Okay, but it's an L, like in Larry. And then remember, you go from right to left, and so there's a hey, there's an H. See that consonant that has a little tiny slit in the upper right-hand corner? Okay, left-hand corner, I should say. That's a hey, that's an H. That's actually found. That hey is actually found twice in the Tetragrammaton. Okay, just letting you know. I have a couple of seconds to spare. After that, you have a Yod, which is a Y in Hebrew. Okay, it means hand, right? That's found in the Tetragrammaton, as a matter of fact. And then you have final mem or final M. It's called mem sophit. Sophit means final in Hebrew. In the first verse of the Bible, it's telling you that there's a plurality within the Godhead. It's not that we believe in more than one God. There's only one true God, but he is manifesting himself as being at least 2 persons here. At least 2 persons. And we know that the Bible teaches that there are 3 persons in the Holy Trinity. Thank you. God gets the praise.